Valerie, I had a dream about a blob monster devouring Earth last night. So let's do another Dan Slott comic. I call it a Dan Slott comic, but this is Mighty Avengers 28 by u.s.agent, with Dan Slott's name first on the credits. There is one tiny bit in this comic that feels like Dan Slott. The rest is u.s.agent. I think an even bigger clue of that is that our cover features a totally different Avengers team rather than the actual Avengers of the title. We are continuing on the plot with the Unspoken, the former king of Unhumans Land. And to this issue's credit, it off-settles one of the things I nitpicked about last issue. But it doesn't answer it enough that I need to retract my point. I said that there was a plot hole, that the Unspoken apparently just sat around China for years, possibly decades, possibly centuries, doing out. And here they show that he was not necessarily just sitting in a cafe. He was living in a cave, and he had plans to return to Unhumans Land, and he killed anyone who walked in and discovered them, even little Chinese children. And that is the bit that feels like Dan Slott, killing a Chinese child. Very, very Dan Slott. But his plans, they were put on halt when the Unhumans went to space in the 80s. And we still have the problem where the Unspoken sat around in China doing out for a few years because his original plan fell through. And again, we are spending a large portion of the beginning of this issue establishing backstory on this villain, and it is at the expense of the plot progressing. As far back as issue 25, u.s.agent and the Flash, they were dispatched to China to investigate these energies, and by the end of this issue, issue 28, they are still investigating those energies. I do bloody love the two of them though. u.s.agent and the Flash, two of my favourite characters. Right now they are surveying the carnage that the Unspoken wrought on the Chinese superheroes. And then we have this bit I think might be Dan Slott too, because it's too obviously ripped off from Avengers 186. The Flash, he calls in to the other Avengers to report that they need assistance. But Scarlet Witch, who is really Tom Hiddleston, she hangs up on him and wants to keep it quiet from the rest of the team. But Giant Girl saw this in a very unintentionally funny panel with her looking in a door. So Giant Girl, she has seen that Scarlet Witch is evil, but Scarlet Witch casts some spells to make Giant Girl unable to warn anyone else on the team. You know what? I'll be generous. I think this might be Dan Slott. At least this bit it seems disconnected enough from the stuff with the unspoken. Like, it kind of makes sense that this is not the same writer as those parts, which are very obviously Nokia Engage. Just this scene though, after this, it becomes obviously Nokia Engage as well. Giant girl, she is unable to tell the rest of the team, but she then realizes a way around it. She can tell people who are not on the team. Quite a nice little showing for her, giving her a little bit of cunning. I like that. I also need to correct myself. I said that nearly all the new Chinese superheroes, they died last issue. But even then, I knew at least one of them survived, because he or she is a robot. And in this, we see another two of them survived, but those two die in the next issue. Here, we have the classic misunderstanding fight between the heroes. The two Avengers fighting the Chinese ones. The Chinese ones who are still standing. And this is like the most u.s.agent gets today in this entire run. And after this, we are back with the Charlotte Witch plot. Giant girl turns to her friends, her former teammates in the new Avengers, and she tells them about how Charlotte Witch is back from the dead and up to no good. And this is important because, as well as her and the Vision having a connection to Charlotte Witch, two of the other new Avengers are maybe Charlotte Witch's twin children, all grown up. They use magic to summon Charlotte Witch because the twins really want to know if it is their mother, and she is back. And so a big fight breaks out, but the new Avengers, they are not alone here because they were followed by Hawkeye. Hawkeye also has a bone to pick with Charlotte Witch, but he is in his awful Michael Bryan Benson ninja assassin mode, which the next issue just has him take off this costume so he can be Hawkeye in spirit again. One of the covers even draws him just wearing his Hawkeye costume. I think the main story with the Unspoken is progressing far too slowly, but this is still entertaining and engaging. We have a great set of characters on this team, and having someone else write them means that they are all actually being used this time. The two plots didn't really converge or meet up. I think it would have been better if they didn't crowbar in this Charlotte Witch story, which has been one of the major subplots for the book. I didn't think they should have made that the resolution to this long-standing thread. I didn't think they should have made that a subplot in another story. I'll still give this 7 thumbs up.